taps, the 21-gun salute, and the folding and presentation of the Stars and Stripes. These are all hallmarks of a military funeral.
The people that I know would not joke about death, so we faced it a lot.
Justin Felger joined the Navy after 9/11.
Wanted to fight for the red, white, and blue.
But he found his calling in the Army National Guard.
11 Bravo, I was an infantryman, staff sergeant.
A move that put him on the front lines in Iraq.
One of my buddies said, this isn't Call of Duty.
Felger would survive 2 combat tours, but on the morning of May 9th, he would become a fallen soldier, or so it seemed.
Woke up to the sound of, well, my mom was crying and my dad had to break the news to me.
An obituary was published in that day's edition of the Richmond Times-Dispatch claiming that Felger had died unexpectedly.
And they spelled my name right, my first and last name right. That's good.
Someone had also created a separate memorial website.
Whoever posted this took a big picture of me with all my gear and the American flag flying.
The minutes and hours that followed were chaotic.
Roller coaster, up and down. My mom getting condolence phone calls, my dad getting emails.
The family immediately reached out to the newspaper, desperate to figure out how this could have happened.
There was an error made. They have standard operating procedures they check, but in this case, somebody missed something.
The next day, a correction was printed.
On page B4 Thursday, the Times-Dispatch erroneously published an obituary for Staff Sergeant Justin Felger. Is alive. We regret the error and have apologized to Felger and his family. They sent my dad an email and nobody actually spoke to me.
But the bogus obit was just the tip of the iceberg.
They accessed my whole life by social media. My Facebook's been hacked, my email's been hacked. I had to stop all my line of credit. I've had to call everybody and explain to them, no, I'm not deceased.
The stress has been taxing for Felger, who is medically retired from the service.
I had just recently had a back surgery a few weeks ago.
And has also been dealing with the effects of PTSD since he got back stateside.
I didn't want to be one of those people, one of the vets that committed suicide. It's been really hard maintaining with my recovery.
What kind of person would fake the death of a decorated war veteran?
Somebody that doesn't have any respect for the people that served our country.
Miles Turner runs the Law Enforcement Consulting Group, a longtime sheriff's deputy. He is familiar with identity theft, but says this case is unusual.
It's almost like another form of stolen valor as far as I'm concerned.
Sadly, he says falsifying information about someone online is getting easier by the day.
Like if you and I took a picture together, they could get it off your account and use it to set up one that looks like me because it's got my face on it.
The good news is that police take cases like this seriously.
Anytime you do anything that takes over somebody else's identity, you try and use their name, you try and use their date of birth, their social security number, any personally identifiable information, that is a crime in this state.
This was when I came back from Iraq in '07. To signify we kind of left our bodies and soul in the desert.
This soldier spent most of his military career in the line of fire.
Every time we went out there, it was every corner, every step we took, you had to worry about losing your life.
He just never expected to witness his own eulogy.
It wasn't the way I really wanted to go.
The person responsible for all of this is still MIA. The vice president for advertising for the Richmond Times-Dispatch tells CBS 6 that someone submitted the false information through an online obituary portal. He also says the paper consulted with Richmond authorities about how to proceed, and they were told that Staff Sergeant Felger would have to contact police if he wanted an investigation. Felger tells me he was under the impression that the RTD would take care of that. Working for you in Richmond, Jon Burkett, CBS 6 News.